Hi, I'm Nick Hernandez, Truck Company 6. Today I'll be covering Swiftwater rescues. This is a super low frequency, high risk operation with a severe El Nino predicted. Now is the time to take a few minutes and break out all your gear that you'll be using. One of these is your Swiftwater bag. These get stored on an engine company in all different locations. Take these out, let's check these out. Let's make sure that everything is intact, in working order, and not damaged. Within this bag, you're going to have a Swiftwater helmet. Make sure that there's no cracks, that the straps are good working order, and the clip is working, and also if they fit you. Inside that bag is also going to be your throw bag. These get neglected, so let's make sure that we actually open this up, stretch that rope out, and make sure that it's in good working order, and not damaged or molded. If so, get it replaced. Also in that is going to be your PFD, your flotation vest. These are important. These break down as well. Sometimes the foam goes or the straps will go, so take that time to break it out. Check all your straps, your buckles throughout the front, the sides, and the back. Make sure that it's in good working condition. On that vest should also be a whistle attached and then a knife attached to that vest. One of the things that we need to make sure as far as PPE when we're working around a Swiftwater environment, no turnouts, no structure gear, structure boots, structure helmets. What you have here is what you're going to wear. Your pants are fine. Sneakers are recommended. We do not want to wear structure boots or your work boots or slip-ons. Good tennis shoe, a sneaker is what you want to wear around that environment. T-shirts acceptable, or a brush coat if you'd like to wear that as well. Take the time, break this out, make sure that everything's in working order. Do this ahead of time so you don't get faced with coming up with gear that's not functioning the day of an incident. One of the operations for an engine company on a Swiftwater evolution as far as a victim removal is a bridge-based hose evolution. Every engine company should have this basic complement needed to fill up a section of hose. It's imperative to have these hoses filled up prior to a rain event. Having them filled up or trying to fill them up on the actual day of the event or when the call comes in is not going to work. You need to have this hose filled up, stored on top of your rig prior to a rain event to speed things along. Everything that you need you'll see here on the ground. We take a section of 2.5-inch hose, clamps, nozzles, and a Scott bottle utilized to fill up this bottle. This will be a multiple person operation. We'll go over the fill up process of the hose, and then we could break into the actual rescue evolution. One of the techniques for filling up a hose, you have your SCBA bottle, nozzle with a bail shut off and a clamp in place for when you remove the nozzle and the bail to put the cap on. Make sure that you're gloved with your structure gloves to protect from any cold injuries. A exam glove helps create a seal between your Scott bottle and the nozzle. So you go ahead and you wrap. Put that in here. With the bail open, you'll slowly open up your bottle to start to fill up your hose. Make sure that your cap is tight over there. You will get some blow by here, which is why we're wearing the gloves. Go ahead and close the bail. Once the hose is inflated to desired firmness, go ahead and close the bail. At this point, we can remove your bail shut off in your nozzle and apply our cap. So let's go ahead and clamp that down. Snug your caps and plugs up. Make sure they're good and tight so we don't lose any of that air. There's a number of different configurations that we can set this hose up into. Folding it in half and setting it up how we're going to show you is quick, it's easy, and it offers a lot of buoyancy to assist that victim. Never anticipate that the victim's going to be able to give you any help in assisting himself for a rescue. So doing as much as we can to help that victim is optimal. So, but we start here, we've folded this hose in half. We're going to take an end. We're going to do a clove hitch and finish it with a safety knot. We could use a webbing here, but what we do is we save that webbing to maximize the engine complement gear. Once that attachment is made and secured, we can come to the other end and make our attachment with a webbing. This is just a section of webbing that's tied in a loop. We'll do a lark's foot around this end of the hose. And make an attachment with the carabiner. Our connection with the rope is simply going to be take a bite, put it through, and lock our carabiner. This is how our hose is going to look prior to us putting it over the bridge to make that bridge rescue. Most engine companies will carry just the hose on top of the rig, fold it a couple times over, connected with a backboard strap or webbing just to store it. Some engine companies will even go to the point of having the rope in this configuration already connected and stored as one package together for ease of pulling it off the top of the rig, and it's ready to be put in service right now.
We have the hose filled with air, our rope system's anchored to, and we're going to lower it over the bridge. We have our captain who's going to be on the uphill side of the river, and the operation will take place on the downward side of the bridge. And the back would be, as the water's hitting our back, would be river right and river left. Okay, so we have our spotter, the captain, who's going to signify where he wants us to locate our hose system. And we're going to lower it over the side, and it's going to be just above the water in anticipation of the victim coming down, hopefully and capture him in the middle. From that point on, once we have the victim captured with our hose system, one person's going to drop his side, and we're going to end up pendulating over to the river right side. In this case, we have an anchor system that we'll show you a little bit better. Our tie-off for our rescuers for water's edge. So when the victim comes down to river's edge, she's all tied off, and our tool to reach for the victim. So we have just found a good anchor. We used the 8-plate in the modified configuration. Unlike when you rappel and put it behind, too much friction for this particular evolution. So we use the modified version. Okay. So this person here would allow the person to get close to river's edge, but not to go into the water. So go ahead and walk down, Steve. Gets down approximately where we anticipate our victim coming to. Okay, all right there. And this allows him still to not enter the water. He needed more rope to continue down the river to stay pace with the victim. The person that's tending the friction device would allow that to happen for him. Okay, so we're ready to lower the hose above the water. Go ahead and place it just above the water. Go ahead, drop it over. Maintaining control of the rope on one side. This side has 2 pieces of the rope in his hand. Lower it down just above the water line. Our spotter, the captain, is going to have them move river right or river left. He's going to be in line with the victim as they come down the river. Here we'll demonstrate what he's going to do.
To the left. Okay, victim's under the bridge.
Victim's under the bridge. Drop the rope. Both let go. Captured the victim, and now we're going to pendulum over to river right. We have our rescuer in place with a trash hook that's tied off. He's also tied off, and we have a backup safety guy for a throw bag. In this case, he reaches the victim, grabs a tool, continues the pendulum over and up to the side of the shore, and he's got him captured. Again, the other guy's there as a backup safety with a throw bag. This concludes our review of a hose-based rescue operation for an engine company. Ideally here, if we had 2 engine companies, one on the shore, one on the bridge to drop the hose, that would be the ideal situation. But every situation is going to be, fly by the seat of your pants, if you will, because we're not always to get ahead of the victim, and we're actually playing catch up in most cases. So a big point of emphasis would be to review your area, to review the access points that are identified in the map, but actually go out and visualize them in addition to that. If you guys have any questions, contact one of the 4 Swiftwater teams, and hopefully we can answer one of your questions. If not, we'll get the answer for you. Thank you.